Yo, what's up? It's SNT and you're watching The Bike Show. This is the weekly series where we check out some of your amazing bike builds. If you want the chance to get your bike featured, all the information is down in the description and on the screen right now. Send it to sntbikeshow@gmail.com and not my Instagram account. Now sit back, relax, enjoy the show, and at the end, let me know in the comment section down below which bike was your favorite. But now, moving on to the first bike of the day, which is a 2011 Rieju MRT Pro SM50 that is very tastefully modified. The engine is built with a Doppler Vortex 50cc cylinder, Stage 6 street race underbody exhaust, Stage 6 racing clutch, and a Dellorto 16mm carburetor. He also has a Technigas inox exhaust, but he only uses that when the weather is really bad. When it comes to underbody exhaust, there is one main factor that either makes or breaks the look of your bike, which is how much the gap is between the frame and the exhaust. You want that gap to be as close as possible to give you the most visual satisfaction, and on this bike it's pretty much perfect. They also changed a few things to make the bike look a lot better, including a new plastics kit, underlaying mirrors, Doppler seat cover, and a clean Doppler graphics kit. I really like the fact that this bike is built on a pro model of the MRT, which means it has the upside down forks, which makes a huge difference when it comes to looks on this bike, and was definitely a good choice to build this bike on. It's a tastefully modified moped, everything it looks like it belongs on this bike, really beautiful and well put together. Thank you so much for sending it in to the show. Moving on, we have a 2007 Derbi Senda X-treme SM50. He bought it 1.5 years ago with a Monster Energy theme. After getting some inspiration, he decided to tear it down, do a full rebuild, and give it a updated look. He went for a red, black, and chrome color scheme, which he stayed consistent with throughout the entire build, which looks absolutely amazing. The only thing left he wants to do to this bike is to paint the rear spring in red anodized paint, which would look absolutely amazing, but other than that, this bike is perfect. Some of the things he did on this bike include polishing the rims, painting most of the parts on the bike to match each other, a clean red, black, and chrome graphics kit, and on top of it, a Yasuni R2 Exhaust with that beautiful Red Muffler, which looks absolutely amazing and really fits this build perfectly. This might not be a high performance moped build, but still it looks absolutely amazing, and it's one of my favorite moped builds we have had on the show, just because it is just super clean and well thought out and just so well executed. I really appreciate those things when you really think about the design and you put it together. Really, like, you take your time with the design. I really appreciate that. Really fun to see. Thank you so much for sending it in to the show. Third bike of the day is a Beta RR Track 50 Supermoto. The engine is built with a aerosol 50cc racing cylinder, Gianelli 2T exhaust, 21mm Dellorto carburetor, Malossi intake manifold, Malossi sport air filter, and a 1352 gearing. And in terms of styling, he has a KTM EXE headlight, fat bar handlebar with a rental bar pad, and a small taillight with a license plate delete, which gives it that super clean Supermoto look. There's not much more to say about this bike. It looks really good and really clean. You did a great job staying consistent with the color scheme and also with keeping a factory look but upgrading in areas where it definitely needed an upgrade. So you did a great job on this bike. Thank you so much for sending it in to the show. Next up, we have Johan with his 2004 Derbi Senda X-treme 50 Supermoto. This time, let's start with the styling and then move on to the engine build afterwards. So in terms of styling, this bike has a white plastics kit, KTM EXE headlight, new seat cover, tinted front indicators, painted swing arm, polished rims, and the final touch being that Grange Ganger graphics kit, making this bike stand out. And he also upgraded the engine quite a bit, including a aerosol 70cc sport cylinder, Technigas inox exhaust, 17.5mm carburetor, and a 1452 gearing. I feel like this is a great engine setup. It's not too crazy, but it's still really powerful and definitely makes it more fun to ride this bike, and it definitely works as a daily driver setup. Feels a really good all-around daily driving moped that will be really fun and still looks really good. You did a great job with this bike. Thank you so much for sending it in to the show. Last bike of today is a 2016 Sherco SM R 50, which is the first one of its kind on the show. The engine is built with a Arsol 50cc racing cylinder, Yasuni crankshaft, Malossi intake manifold, Dellorto 19mm carburetor, twin air filter, and a Bud Racing 5070 exhaust. He also has a KTM front fender and a Yamaha YC number plate, which makes a huge difference when it comes to the appearance of this bike. Sherco SM R 50 is a really good platform to work on. It has the AM6 engine, so there's tons of parts for it. It has a lot of space to work on the engine when it's in the chassis, which is always nice, but it's still really like small and slim, which makes it really fun to ride. I personally never ridden one, but it looks like a beta with a lot more space to work on. And it's a really cool and unique chassis, which I have not seen too many builds with, but I think it has a lot of potential to be absolutely crazy when it comes to builds. So hopefully we see a lot more builds on this chassis moving forward. But other than that, this bike is really clean, and I really appreciate just keeping it clean and adding some power to the engine. Looks like a really fun bike to ride. Thank you so much for sending it in to the show. But that was the 5 amazing bikes from this week's bike show. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a future video. It will be highly appreciated. And also let me know in the comment section down below which bike was your favorite. But that's pretty much it for this video, so thanks so much for watching, and until next time, remember, stay awesome, be positive. It's been SNT, and I'll see you in the next one.